Hey guys, Ernest Wills here. Wanted to talk to you guys today. Um, Not so much about silver, more so just about the state of the economy. Um, I talk to a lot of people about the economy and silver and just um, life in this new America that we have. I don't know about you, but um, things are just flat out different since 2008. Um, Most of the people that I talk to, um, they have concerns about finances. Some of them make a lot more money than me. Some of them make a lot less money than me. But they still have concerns about finances. And I believe it's because, at least subconsciously, they see that something isn't right. I have a friend of mine whom, um, if we have a little time for lunch, we'll go get some food at a little restaurant, and he's always baffled by how much food costs. And I look at him with a smile on my face, and I say inflation, because I've been telling this particular friend for a while to consider investing in some silver just to protect himself. Um, and the main reason why is inflation. And when he goes to a restaurant and orders food and sees how much it costs, it kind of hits him. And I think that's what's happening with a lot of people. Um, People are just aware that their dollars don't go as far. A lot of people are trying to buy houses right now. Um, that's not for me. Um, my wife and I, we don't own a house. We've been married for almost 7 years. We have never owned a house, and I believe that that's how it's supposed to be. And here's why: houses are flat out overpriced right now. Um, there is another bubble, simply because people can't afford houses. That's my middle son, Josiah. Hi, Bus. Hi. Hi. People can't afford houses, and here's my thing about buying a house. Um, you are committing to uh, making a monthly payment for 30 years, which means that you are committing 30 years of your time to paying for this debt. You're not committing to 30 years of living in a house. You're committing to 30 years of paying off a debt. And as long as you can pay off the debt, then you'll have the house. Um, Buying a house is scary to me because if I lose my job, then I'll lose my house. Uh, that's not safe to me. Um, if I don't pay my rent, I'll get put out. That's different from a mortgage, because if I miss my a month or two of payments, then they'll put me out and I only owe 1,400. If I miss a month or two of payments on the house, they'll put me out and I owe whatever I paid the house on, 100,000, 200,000, whatever. That is scary to me. In addition to that, houses are simply way overpriced. They're overpriced because uh, the banks are giving out loans. They're giving out subprime mortgages again. They just are. They're giving loans to people who can afford them. They're taking information off of people's credit scores so that people can afford certain loans. They're doing the same things that they did before 2008, the same exact things. And people are falling for it. I mean, it just doesn't make sense to make a commitment to pay for something that's going to take you 30 years to pay for. Not now. Not when we have all this debt. Not when we have all of these derivatives. Not when we are in such a society where um, we don't know uh, anything as far as what's really going on with our economic system. Um, the things that the Federal Reserve and the pundits on TV tell us is all smoke and mirrors. If you listen to Ben Bernanke, the Fed chair before Janet Yellen, he said everything was fine right before the crisis in 2007. The economy's good, everything's chugging along, everything's fine. Boom, crash. People lost everything. Everything. And they're doing the same thing now. Only difference is we have a lot more debt. All the bubbles have been reinflated, only higher. Costs more to go to college, costs more to get a car loan, costs more to buy a house, and plus groceries and supplies and things of that nature are all more expensive. Um, the economy is just not in the shape that it that they say that it's in. And if you talk to people, they know because they can feel it. They feel how hard it is to go to the grocery store now. I'm gonna tell you this. I remember over this past summer, I went shopping at Aldi. Um, in St. Louis, we got a whole bunch of Aldi. And there was an outage with the EBT cards, food stamp cards at Aldi's. I didn't know that, so I went in, but it was empty. It was a Saturday afternoon. It was empty. I couldn't understand why. And I asked the guy, I said, why, how come nobody's here? He said, well, the EBT cards are out. They're not working in any area, uh, any store in this area. And I looked around and I thought, so all these people that shop at Aldi's are using food stamp cards. These people don't look poor, but they're using food stamp cards to shop at Aldi's because the place was empty. That is a testimony to how bad things are. If I would say it was probably 80% of the people that normally shop there weren't there because EBT cards weren't being accepted, then that means that they don't have the money for groceries. If you don't have the money for groceries, you don't have the money for an emergency, you don't have the money for gas, you don't have the money for anything, anything. And that is, the state that people are in. Uh, their money doesn't go as far. Their wages are going down. It's just that simple. The cost of living is going up. Um, there's so many things, so many ways that our economy is broken. And when you have a broken economy, you have to go with the sure thing. The sure thing is always gold and silver. It's just what it is. It's always gold and silver. We became rich as a country because the rest of the world went to war and they paid us to provide them with their goods and services, and they paid us in gold. That's how we got rich. We produced things and we got paid in gold. That's how we got rich. That's how we were able to print all these dollars because we had all this gold. And when the rest of the world wanted their gold back, we gave them dollars because, hey, dollars were as good as gold, right? Wrong. Not anymore. It's just not. Dollars are not as good as gold. We don't have the dollars to back up the gold. I'm sorry, we don't have the gold to back up the dollars. We have about less than 300 million ounces of gold in reserves in this country. At gold's current price, that means our currency supply should only be about $350 billion. It's $13.5 trillion. That means we only have enough gold to back up 2% of the currency supply. That means the other 98% of the currency supply of dollars is based on a promise. Gold says we have this, so we're going to pay you in this. Dollars say it's a promise, an IOU. IOUs, they don't get fulfilled because they're based on a promise of time. and we don't have time. We're out of time. Debt means you owe someone else your time. And so we're just in so much trouble um, because of the fact that we owe so many people time. We owe so many people money. We owe all these nations, China, Russia, India. I mean, you name it, we owe them some money. And uh, it's because we printed too much money. Every dollar we printed, we had to borrow it into existence and promise to pay it back with interest. That's impossible. It's a Ponzi scheme that's going to run out. And when it runs out, housing prices are going to fall. And if you owe a mortgage on that house, you are going to have to pay the full mortgage, even though the value of your house is not going to be worth what you owe on the mortgage. If you own a car, when this stuff falls, if you got a big fancy car and you got a loan on the car, your car's going to be worth a lot less because auto prices are going to fall, but you're still going to owe what's required on the loan. All of these bubbles are going to burst, all of them. The education bubble, over $1.5 trillion in student loan debt that people can't pay back. It's not going to get paid back. What's going to happen to colleges? I don't know. I don't even know if colleges will be around by the time my son is of college age. He's 5. 15 years from now, I don't know if colleges will be around. Because college is getting more and more expensive and people have to keep going in more and more debt. Anytime you have to go into debt to pay for something, it costs too much. Period. Houses cost too much. Cars cost too much. College costs too much. Anytime you have to go into debt to pay for something, it costs too much. And so we're living on borrowed time. And the only thing that protects your time is gold and silver. That's the only thing. Silver, 1 ounce of silver is 2 weeks worth of time. That's just what it is. 1 ounce of silver is worth 2 weeks worth of time. And so in buying silver, you're buying yourself time. If we are living on borrowed time, it would be wise to invest in something that preserves time. So just please, 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 please be watchful of the economy. Talk to people. Ask them, what they think about the state of the economy. You look on TV, they say everything is fine. In the real world, it's not. It's not fine. It's just not fine. Protect yourselves. Make smart decisions with your money. Make smart decisions with your savings. And remember, if there's a third party connected to it, then it's risky. There is no third party with gold and silver. If you hold it, you own it. Period. You hold time in your hands when you own gold and silver. So that's just a little rant about the economy. I look at it for what it is. And I got into this stuff in 2013 after reading a book from Robert Kiyosaki. It wasn't Rich Dad Poor Dad. It was actually Rich Dad's Conspiracy of the Rich. Very powerful book. It explains why things are the way they are, why the rich are getting richer, and why it's harder for the middle class and the poor. And when you read that book and you research what he says and you find out it's true, open a whole new world of economics to me. And so I've been digging into those things for the past 4 years. And it woke me up. It really did. I was in college when the crisis happened in 2008. I was working at IHOP. I remember when my coworker, her name is Kathy, she said her mortgage went from $500 a month to $1,500 a month because she had an ARM, adjustable rate mortgage. She was hurting. Our customers told us they couldn't pay us more in tips because they didn't have the money, and it's still like that now. So, man, they're just not going as far. Protect yourself. Protect yourself. If you save in dollars, I really believe you're gonna get wiped out because dollars are steady losing their value. 10 years from now, who knows what our economy is gonna be like. 20 years from now, man, I don't even want to think about it. When my son is my age, I don't want to know the type of pressure that's going to be on him um, to provide for his own. But he has a father who is going to give him understanding about how things are working right now and how to really make sure that you can protect yourself with real assets, gold and silver. Um, so that's my spiel for today. Just a little bit about the economy. If you like the video, please hit like, subscribe. Try to put them out every day. If I miss a day, it's because something happened with the kids or something happened with one of the jobs or trying to do some stuff with ISN, International Silver Network, a network marketing company that helps people save in precious metals. Please check out the link below. If you are looking for some entity to purchase your precious metals through, please consider International Silver Network. Every item you purchase um, goes towards providing a meal for a hungry child through the program Feed My Starving Children. Um, that's it for now. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Remember, gold and silver is money, nothing else. Don't believe the smoke and mirrors that they telling you on TV. Believe what you see. You know it's getting worse. You feel it's getting worse. Do something about it. Protect yourself. Because when it happens, when it hits the fan, you don't want to just be holding dollars. You don't want to just have a 401k. You don't want to just have a job. You want to have some real value. You don't want to have a whole bunch of debt. You want to have some real value. You want to have real value. When it hits the fan, make sure you are protected with real assets. Not financial advice. It's just information that you want. God bless. See y'all tomorrow. Peace.